Hello students, we have discussed about the male reproductive structure, and today we are going to study in detail the female reproductive structure, the structure of a female reproductive system. So we will study the female reproductive structure, right? In my previous video, we discussed about the primary sex organs, the ovaries in detail, then the accessory sex organs, then the accessory ducts or the glands, and again the external genitalia, the vulva. We have discussed all those things. In this video, we will just discuss the external structure of a female reproductive system. So, to start with the female reproductive system, you know that female reproductive system, it is having a finger-like projections, which are called as the fimbriae. So these finger-like projections which helps in the conduction of a sperm. Conduction means the sperm is conducted in by this finger-like projection into the next structure, that is the infundibulum. So we will come into the detail. So these are the finger-like projections, right? So these finger-like projections, these are called as fimbriae, right? So these are the fimbriae, and to the fimbriae are attached the ovaries are attached. So let's make us the ovaries. Right? So this is a ovary, right? And we have discussed that ovary is attached to the uterus by the ligament, the ovarian ligament, and to the pelvic part by the meso-ovarium. That we have discussed. Now this fimbriae that opens into this funnel-like structure. So this funnel, and it is narrower, right? So this is narrower. This funnel-like structure, this is called as infundibulum. So this is infundibulum, right? So this structure is the infundibulum after the fimbriae. Fine. Now this infundibulum is going to open into, or the ovum is conducted to the fimbriae, then to the infundibulum, and then to the next structure, and that structure is called as this very structure, and this is called as ampulla, right? So next to the infundibulum is the ampulla. Next to ampulla is, this is a little widened structure. Next to ampulla is another structure, and that is called as this very structure. This is called as isthmus, right? So ampulla, then this very structure from here up to here is called as isthmus. Now this isthmus, another structure, it is going to be this is called as fundus, or we also called it as uterine fundus, right? Now this is the one lining, and the same is going to be here also, so same structure. Now from here, the next is going, we will start with the uterus part, right? So uterus now, and this uterus is attached, this ovary is attached to the uterus by the ovarian ligament, right? So this is attached to the uterus also and to the pelvic side by the that mesentery we discussed, right? And this is the uterus. Now we know that this infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus, these three are together known as the oviduct or the fallopian tube, right? So these three structures together are called as oviduct or the fallopian tube, and it is 10 to 12 centimeters long. So these three structures, the infundibulum, the ampulla, and the isthmus. Now, what is going to happen next? We have discussed the uterus, the three tissues, the lining of the uterus. So I will just write the name of the layers. So this outermost layer, right? This outermost layer, right? This one, this is called as, we have discussed this, right? This is the perimetrium, right? And inner to it over here, there will be the second layer, and it is called as myometrium. And now we will see that this layer, I am drawing it with red, it is coming like this, and we have discussed this also, this tubular and highly, right, this is called as the endometrium. So the third layer is the endometrium. So these are the three layers of the So these are the three layers of uterus, and we have discussed the functions of all these layers, right? Now these up till here, now what is going to be the next? Next is that this is called as now this very region. Similar is going to be from here, same, right? In the similar way, all the things will be same, and again the cavity, right? Okay, so this is again, this is the, let me make it little bit, right? So this is the uterus, and this hole is the uterine cavity. So let me label it. So this is the uterine cavity. Now what will happen, that this endometrial lining, from both the sides the endometrial lining is there. Now we will have the next structure, that is known as like this, right? This area is known as cervix. So this is the cervix, and this is the cervical canal. And this cervical canal will open into this vagina. This is the vaginal opening. Now vaginal opening will be having a small pore, right? And this pore will be showing the presence of a hymen that we have discussed. A thin layer is present which is called as a hymen. Okay. So this is how the external structure of a female reproductive structure is. So this is the ovary, right? From where the ovulation takes place and the egg is released, right? Now that egg is released or the secondary oocyte is released, that by the finger-like projection that is conducted into with the help of fimbriae into the infundibulum, right? Infundibulum, then after the infundibulum it goes to the ampulla, and the changes are going on. This ampulla, this is a point. Now the sperm is coming from this side, right? The sperm is coming. So there is an ampullary junction where the sperm and the ovum, they may fuse simultaneously at this point only, then the fertilization will take place, right? Now here the fertilization has taken place. Now the changes will go on and the zygote will be formed, and after again here it is now into the uterine cavity. It is going to be implanted into this layer of the muscular layer of the uterus and implanted, and the embryo will develop, complete its whole gestation period, and the parturition will take place, right? This cervix and the cervical canal, both of these, they act as a cervical canal, right? They plus cervical canal, they act as a birth canal during the parturition, right? So during parturition, so this cervix and the cervical canal act as a way from where the baby is delivered or expelled out, right? Now we have discussed all the structure in detail. So these are the different layers. Again, we have discussed the structure in detail. So with this, we have completed the female reproductive structure. And next, we will start with the next topic, that is the spermatogenesis. Thank you, class.